Hello everybody and welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is your news report, second stimulus check update and second stimulus package update. The total package of the bill is expected to approach $1 trillion, down from prior demands for a $2.2 trillion bill by the Democrats and $1.8 trillion by the Republicans. Now before we get into the video, be sure to subscribe to my channel and click the bell. My message to our politicians is to pass the stimulus. 7 days. 7 days. That's how much time is left until the unemployment benefits expire. Congress must not let the hardworking American people down. They need help. Congress must pass more stimulus. If you agree, then leave a comment down below saying, I agree. According to Deadline.com, the U.S. Congress is working through the weekend in hopes of bridging the final gaps that will permit passage of another round of economic stimulus. A two-day stopgap spending bill was passed on Friday night to avert a partial government shutdown.
Before they say, you know what, we better move on this.
I know. Not to mention those numbers, I think, on people falling into poverty yesterday, or what is at least described as that. We're talking about millions and millions of people. We talk about it every morning. The juxtaposition, of course, of the market, which is surging yet again, Jim, to higher and higher levels. The NASDAQ, of course, has been an incredible performer this year, but the S&P aiming for another record high, you see at the bottom of the screen. You juxtapose that with the suffering that's going on in this country, and a lot of people can say, well, I don't get it. I just don't get it.
I've had spoke with Dave Kelvin last night from Boeing, and it's really interesting. This is not just a tale of two cities.
But there are still points of contention in the economic stimulus, even as deadlines for unemployment and eviction moratoriums loom by the end of this month. The House of Representatives voted 320 to 60 on Friday to extend funding for federal agencies through Sunday, while the Senate passed the measure minutes later by voice vote. Trump signed the measure. If there was no consensus, a partial government shutdown would have gone into effect.
I know, and it's hard not to. Yeah, right. That said, Jim, if we do get the $900 billion, let's call it that, even though it won't include, of course, aid to state and local governments, and it does get out fairly soon, is that seen as a positive, again, for what we end up talking about a great deal, for the economy and for the stock market, broadly speaking, as well?
I think that it's going to be part one. I think that when President-elect Biden gets in, it will be part two. So I believe that what's happening is people are saying, wait, we're going to get the $900 billion, but that's already in the market. But it's a second order, a second dollop that is targeted.
Now the attention has turned to the stimulus. Will there be another round of checks sent to taxpayers? And if so, in what amount? Will the Paycheck Protection Program be revived? Many fear that whatever amounts are brokered will be too little and too late. Congress has been battling over points in the stimulus plan for months. At times, the resolution appeared close, only to break down over partisan issues. Right now, reports indicate businesses will be eligible for $300 billion in aid, while individuals will get a $300 per week bonus federal jobless benefit and renewal of soon-to-expire state benefits. Additionally, there would be $600 direct payments to individuals. Financial status of recipients would be considered in the determination of how much would be sent.
In the market, no. I've got Brian Moynihan on tonight from Bank of America, and he's talking about targeted stimulus and how great it would be. This one's not targeted. This is just, I believe, good. The next one could be great for the people who really need it. So if we do get the second one, David, we haven't gone up enough.
President Trump, Business Insider reports that he is not supporting the $908 billion stimulus bill that many Democrats and Republicans are pushing for. The White House clarified its stance on Thursday after a press conference where he voiced support for a stimulus plan without being totally clear on which one. Now, Trump's signature is needed to enact a bill into law, but the real power broker on the GOP side appears to be Mitch McConnell, who is leading the Republican negotiations. President Trump does not support the $908 billion compromise stimulus bill, even though Speaker Pelosi and Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer have shown support for it. The plan proposed by a group of lawmakers from both parties has also gained support from leading Democrats and some GOP senators like Mitt Romney. Trump on Thursday appeared to offer some hope for new stimulus, but his officials later poured cold water on the idea that he would accept the $908 billion plan. When asked at the press conference whether he supported this bill, Trump said, "I will, and I think we're getting very close. That's according to the New York Times and the Washington Post. But Trump has largely stepped back from the stimulus negotiations since the election. McConnell on Wednesday also suggested that his bill was the only viable contender and argued that Trump would veto anything else. At $908 billion, the bipartisan bill exceeds what McConnell has been willing to commit to, but it represents a massive compromise compared with Democratic demands for $2.2 trillion. According to Business Insider, the $908 billion stimulus package proposes support for small businesses, state and local governments, and schools, as well as funding for unemployment insurance, healthcare, and the distribution of the vaccine. McConnell's package is set to omit federal unemployment benefits, but has provisions for education funding, small business aid, and pandemic-related liability protection for businesses. Now, folks, what do you think President Trump is going to do? Is he going to pass more stimulus relief before he leaves office? Leave a comment down below saying yes or no. Now, before the election, Trump repeatedly called for a generous package, at times saying he'd seek to go bigger than what Democrats had asked for. And President-elect Joe Biden told CNN on Thursday that he backed the bill as a stopgap measure. He said that when he assumed the presidency, he would have to ask for more help. As for Bernie Sanders, the Washington Post reports that he also does not support this $908 billion stimulus bill. The bill was led by Senator Joe Manchin of West Virginia, Mitt Romney of Utah, and Susan Collins of Maine. The legislative push aims to break months of gridlock in Congress, Sanders told reporters, given the enormous economic desperation facing working families in this country today. I will not be able to support the recently announced Manchin-Romney stimulus proposal unless it is significantly improved. Sanders added the absence of stimulus checks in the bill. Tens of millions of Americans living in desperation today will receive absolutely no financial help from this proposal. That is not acceptable. Sanders' opposition shows a tightrope negotiators are trying to walk as they seek to cobble together a bipartisan coalition with enough votes to pass the measure into law. The pressure against a deal comes as the bipartisan group work to turn a one-page outline of an agreement into a legislative text that can be signed into law. And according to Business Insider, pressure is mounting on Congress as cases spike across the country. And the Bureau of Labor Statistics reported on Friday that the pace of hiring had decreased for the 5th consecutive month in November, as 10 million Americans remain unemployed. Biden told reporters that any package passed in the lame duck session is not enough. It's just a start. Congress will need to act again in January, when President-elect Joe Biden is inaugurated into office on January 20th. Tell me, folks, do you think that he'll pass a bigger stimulus bill with more stimulus checks? Leave your comments down below. With that being said, folks, that's all the news in regards to your second stimulus check and unemployment benefits. If you found this video useful, be sure to subscribe to my channel and click the notifications bell. That way you'll never miss all of the newest and most up-to-date, reliable stimulus check updates. Thank you so much for watching, everybody, and until next time, have a great day.